Would you ever tattoo a huge piston on your chest? How about use a rusty old fence as a stencil? Some people believe you are damned to hell the second you ink your skin. Others don't mind tattoos but would never get them themselves. A few more like them and have them, or don't because they're broke like myself, but only the most devout will do anything to get inked by their favorite artist. To the point that those artists have developed a cult-like following with followers who are willing to risk their lives in order to let the artist perform their art. If it can even be called that, because some of these artists seem to be aware of the power they have over some people. And in an attempt to create viral shocking content, they're adopting very unhygienic practices that are straight up reckless.
Wow.
Today we will be looking into one of these artists, who goes by the name Rixard Tattoos. Whether the name is a tongue-in-cheek joke referring to the customers is up to you to decide. I can only assume so because some of these people will let him tattoo piss stains on them.
Más tranquilo.
Rub poison ivy all over their bodies only to then tattoo the rash and freehand on their head, or may I say, free foot on their head. But it would be very unfair to discredit this guy as a rando who's just screwing around, because Rixard Tattoos has managed to reach 78,000 followers on Instagram, and clearly there's a method to the madness. This style of tattooing falls under performance art. Performance tattooing is an art form that combines traditional tattooing with elements of live performance. Artists not only create body art that's outside of the norm, but they also engage with the audience, turning the whole tattooing process into a spectacle.
Breakdown.
This unique practice can involve music, dance, and storytelling. And in this case, it would be a highly curated social media feed with the same music used in all of the videos, acting as a form of auditory signature, which shifts the whole point of getting a tattoo, because you would not necessarily get the tattoo for the finished art, but for the process of getting it. These performances, along with repetition of key elements, similar to parasocial relationships, deepens the connection between the artist, the subject, and the audience, making the whole experience more memorable and meaningful, which manifests itself by the sheer number of people who are willing to get these tattoos, regardless of how bad they might be compared to the tattoos we're used to seeing. So now that we have the fundamentals behind what this artist is doing and why people are getting their tattoos, let's see how you would go about getting one of these tattoos. First things first, you would have to be in the same country. Rixard Tattoos seems to be in a never-ending tour around Europe, with most of the tour stops only lasting a single day. Accounting for travel time, I really didn't think he was able to do more than one tattoo per city. But that's before I remembered that he doesn't really spend time designing the tattoo because he will quite literally use anything as a stencil.
Yeah, you got it.
So no time goes into that, which makes it very possible that he can do multiple tattoos per city. But before you fly out to one of the cities, you have to make an appointment with Rixard. And how do you do that? Do you go to their website? No, you can only buy merch there. You would have to wait for an Instagram story asking for more canvases. And if it couldn't be any more apparent the type of artwork you're about to ink on your skin, Rixard is kind enough to remind us with the picture in the post itself. I added that blur at the bottom because on the original post, this person is clearly not wearing anything. Fortunately, the phone in the flash hides most things, but it doesn't cover up all the pubic hair. But let's not forget about the tattoo, and in this case, you can find it at the feet. So don't complain when you get an infection because you know the type of service you're about to get. And although we certainly live in a society that is more accepting of tattoos, don't forget that people by nature make assumptions, and a lot of those times, those assumptions are based on first impressions. So don't get a free foot tattoo on your head if you don't want people to think you're not all there. It might end up closing a lot of doors for you. But that's all I got for you today. Let me know in the comments, what would you do if your kid came home with a Rixard tattoo? And if you want more crazy internet news, check out my last video where I talked about a flight attendant that got banned from ever working at United after one single interview. And don't forget to subscribe for more crazy internet news multiple times a week.